Basically, we're going to look at now are the grips. And there's a couple different type of grips and drops. You know, when you look at the grip, the first grip, and we call this the handshake grip. And with a handshake grip, you see right here, it's just like shaking a hand. He's going to have his, both his thumb and his forefingers are going to be on the panels of the football, and it's just like you're shaking a hand. His elbow should be a little bit tighter to his body. It's a little bit further out here than I would like it, but it's not too bad. The thing that you don't like here is you see him give it a little push away. That will cause inconsistency in the drop. The biggest thing you want to focus on is the consistency of the drop. Now, you watch this come down, this becomes a very good drop because as the ball comes down, it bounces straight back up. It doesn't hit, the nose doesn't push it one way or the other. That's exactly how the ball is going to come off the foot. So it's very important to work on that. I really like the handshake. I think it's very easy to teach. I think it's a more consistent drop, you know, and you can get, this is like people run the wishbone and people running the spread offense. There's pros and cons to both. I think it's important that you have one and you stick with it. You know, the pros that I really like about the handshake is the consistency of the drop, and that's what you're always looking for. But again, you can see he throws a little push off there instead of just releasing it, and now the ball gets pushed forward, which is the same thing that's going to happen. They really want to focus on that ball bouncing off that turf just like it's going to hit their foot. There's a lot better bounce right there as the ball coming off. And I think it's very important, again, that they feel comfortable about it and their drop is consistent every time, and that's the biggest key. Now, the next drop we're going to talk about is the waterfall. And the waterfall, basically, the hand is set underneath the ball. So now with a waterfall, the ball is going to fall down off the waterfall, so it's coming off the top. And now you want the ball the same, the goal is the same. You want a flat drop where the ball meets the foot in the proper positioning. Now, you can see right here, Josh is more of a waterfall punter than he is a handshake, but you can see the technique that he uses, he actually uses a little push technique. The problem with that push, and Josh has learned to develop that a little bit, but the problem with the push now, when you start to move, that all of a sudden the push becomes inconsistent. You're hurrying it a little bit. Now all of a sudden the drop becomes inconsistent. And that's probably one of the biggest fallbacks of when the ball comes off there, you've got to get that consistent push. So it's not just a drop of the ball, it's also a consistent push. And again, a lot of things can affect it. Right here, you know, it looks pretty good coming off because there's really nothing affecting the ball. But you start moving and motion and all of a sudden you get more energy into that football and now it starts to move forward. Now you start to adapt, to move your steps so you hit the ball. And again, the most important thing is that you hit the ball, the drop is consistent, and it comes off the foot properly.